Hi everybody, sorry I'm a couple minutes late. The internet decided to go a bit wonky for, I don't know, 30, 45 seconds or something. So I was like freaking out trying to figure out what. But alright, so Y&R did not disappoint again today. We have several stories to get through, so I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible, but give me a little grace here because I have to do some explaining here. Okay, now Lauren Coslow plays Jill for the second day in a row. I think that the character of Jill isn't going to be around for too long. Otherwise, they would have gotten Jess Walton. I don't know. But she is holding her own because you do feel the pain and stuff when she's trying to talk through her relationship with Billy, Jason Thompson. You kind of feel like she is his mother, so I buy it. Okay, now going on to story 2. Um, Everybody's trying to help Jack because remember, Lawrence Markham, played by Jerry Burns, is kind of holding her captive in his house, right? But he, under the guise of he's treating her for a mental break, right? Although that did not occur. But however, I talked about this from last week. Diane, the wonderful Susan Walters Ashby, is having to play along. Okay, he has to believe that it's working, or else he's gonna get on to her that she is just playing him, and who knows if he might turn a little nuts. Okay, because the reason I say that is because he's playing doctor here. Okay, because nobody that I know has a practice in their home. But anyway, okay, along with, side note, he had a book by the Allen, who was the other, the brother of the guy. Remember? The really strange one, that the one hurt the other one because the wonderful Christopher Cousins was playing twins. Remember that? Martin and Alan. Well, then Alan, he was related or going to be with Tracy, but then Martin, the whatever one, took him or unalived him. Remember that whole thing? Yeah. Okay. All right. So then we have that going on. And Tracy, this is where Beth Maitland comes in. Beth Maitland, my God. Okay. Whew. That woman is like top tier because she doesn't come on very often, but when she does, it's going to be A plus plus performance because, oh boy. Okay, now the way she fits into this is twofold. Jack is her brother, obviously. So Diana's her sister-in-law, and she likes her. Okay. Now she was a little sus about her in the beginning because of Diane's past deeds, but I'm not going there today. Okay. But overall, she loves her because she loves her brother, right? Okay. So then the way Tracy fits in is because apparently, what's her face? Stacey Duke as Patty unalived her daughter Colleen, and Colleen was apparently a teenager who was gonna be a star or something, wanted to be a musician, all the things. Okay, now I am piecing this together because Colleen was on the show during the time when I wasn't really watching on a daily basis because I was probably in school or something, or I don't know what. But that's how Tracy is connected into this personally too. So Tracy has as much vitriol toward Patty than all the rest of them do. even more so, I'd say, because when you traditionally, if you unalive somebody's kid, you better watch out for the person. Okay. So then we have the two storylines going on, right? Okay. But also, Stacey Hadouk, man, she is dynamite. Okay, because, and this is where you know what's going on. For all the audience members who haven't been along for the ride, this you could have catch up today because from last week, even if you didn't know anything, they told you everything in like 45 minutes. Because the first scene, I think, was because I wasn't really here for the first scene because I was doing like chores and stuff a little bit. But I think it was Stacey Hadouk and Jerry Burns talking to each other, and Stacey Hadouk was reminding him that they have a deal and they were keeping each other up on their progress. And also, she called him Larry, so that's kind of short for Lawrence, which means you're kind of familiar with somebody when you give them a nickname, right? Okay, so then also he's saying, well, I made progress on my end. What have you done? I'm like, oh, burn. Okay. So, and then Diane is just there, but she can hear voices, two voices. So then he had to make up another story about I was trying to, because originally Diane thought that he was going to go get her meds to try to help her sleep, right? But then he said, well, another patient called and I had to deal with that and it took longer than I thought. So I'm going to have your stuff delivered. So he's definitely trying to CYA. Okay. All right. So then I've started you have the building block, right? Okay. Now I'm going to kind of go a little bit to the left or right and talk about something else. Okay. All right. Then storyline number 2 is the thing with Jill and Billy. But also Kane was there today, but separate because he was having a conversation with Lily. Now, to be completely honest with you, I missed the conversation between Lily and Kane. Sorry, didn't mean to, just kind of did. Okay, because what grabbed my attention was Billy. Jason Thompson. Whew. Jason Thompson is dynamite, man. I say that boy, that man, sorry, that man can act his off. Okay. Whew. First of all, you get the anger and you get everything between mother and son, and you kind of feel bad for Billy on one level because, like, geez, no matter what you accomplish in life, you're going to compare yourself to what your mother thinks of you. I kind of feel bad for you because, wow, that's a lot to carry. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. We all have it to a certain extent, right? Even if you're an adult child, you still care on some level what your parents think of you. Now, you may say to yourself that you don't, but come on, let's get real. I mean, even if it's only 5%, you still care. This man, I think his balance is like 90% he cares what his parents think or like how his mother views him, and 10% is how whatever else, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like other people, himself, whatever. And it's sad because when the numbers are against you like that, you're never going to achieve happiness, and you're never going to achieve the balance that you want for like a good life, because you're always in competition, but with yourself. It's really strange. Really, really strange. But Jason Thompson can do that. So kudos. Okay. Now, yeah, I think I unpacked everything. Okay, now for my other emotions about it, because okay, now for the Diane and Lawrence and the whole thing, we're just gonna have to see how deep it goes. Although, remember a little bit also that I think Jack is gonna get lost, or I don't know what, because um I just think that something is gonna go wrong with Jack. Like, I think they're gonna try to trap him in there. I don't know what, but maybe that's my mind just going. So who knows? All right, bye everybody.